that dinner. It's like, what is happening?
And you want to hear some juice on that?
Please,
actually, I haven't told anybody this yet.
Tell me. People are saying maybe she's a madam. Was there any truth to that?
I think, I don't want to get in trouble.
The way that I am obsessed with Ladies of London, you guys did it. I need to do a round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Because, we've had these reboots in the past where it's like, doesn't quite land.
Right.
It's landing.
Good. That makes me so happy. Thank you.
I want to know, how did you get involved in the show? Like, tell me, was it an immediate yes? Were you like, I don't know about a reality show?
Okay. Well, this is interesting because years ago, I was approached to be on Real Housewives of New York.
Stop.
No, and I was very pregnant. I wrote back, I was like, thank you. This is so kind of you to think of me.
Yeah.
But A, I'm pregnant, and B, I'm about to move to London. So I don't think I'm the right fit, but thank you so much. And then maybe, I don't know, a year and a half later, I got another email. I was like, hi, Mike, are you still in London? I was like, I'm here. Why? And then that was when that opportunity came. They're like, do you want to have a chat? We've got something you might be interested in.
Okay.
So that was how it came about. And I was like, I'm listening. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any hesitations though? Because were you a fan of Housewives, or have you watched, the Bravo shows in the past?
Well, I actually don't have a TV.
What?
Nope. I don't have a TV. I know. The producers, when they first came to my house, they're like, wait, where's your TV?
Yeah, they're like, excuse me, what?
But I do have streaming, and I have a good VPN, so I love Peacock. And so I do get to see, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like a little sneak peek of Southern Hospitality. Like I get it.
You get it.
So I get to see some of those shows, which I love. But, it wasn't an immediate yes, for sure. It wasn't. Because I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm not a big drama person. I don't like arguments. I was like, wait, I don't know if I'm the right person. Why do you want me? I was like, I don't know. I like to be nice. I don't know what I'm going to do here. So, and they're like, no. We actually get to follow your work and an American living in London and seeing what that's all about. So then I kind of got used to the idea. And then the team, the BBC team who produced it, are incredible. The Bravo team flew to London and, sat with us and talked. And then after that, I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do it. And we don't know the cast. So when you are cast, you don't know the cast. So it's a big leap. It's kind of like you just have faith that they're going to
all work and all mesh together.
And I lucked out because the cast was phenomenal.
It's great. It's so funny that you said you don't like drama, because you can tell we're a couple episodes in, and anytime there's drama, you're like, no, thank you. Like, no.
I'm literally like in the background of every scene, like, like a little cartoon, like prancing off. Yeah.
So I would imagine that was kind of hard for you to be involved in all the chaos.
Yeah. And, I think I got used to it a little bit, but I also think there are times where, people would, and you'll see they start coming to me and saying like, okay, so what do you, because you're not in the center of this drama, what do you think? And so I always tried to stay, I was like Switzerland. I tried to stay sometimes neutral, and sometimes I was like, oh no, that was wrong. Like that was actually wrong. And so being a little bit of stepping my toe into it, but not fully diving in all the time.
You did say that you really give people the benefit of the doubt. And sometimes people view your kindness for weakness. Who do you think maybe viewed that the most this season?
Well, I think you see in episode 1 and 2, definitely we know the person who thought this. And she, that person's no longer in my life. And I think that it is the best thing that has happened to me in the foreseeable and previous of my life. I think that was the best thing that could have happened to me. I mean, imagine if she had stayed the whole season, was my thought, and also everyone else's. And it allowed me, I don't think in that moment, I didn't realize it. And now looking back, I'm like, wow, that was even worse than I thought. So, but now but then the good news is that then I got to meet this whole amazing world of friends that I probably would never have had that not happened. So they've really rallied around me, and I think you'll see in future episodes how good of friends they become.
I love that perspective, because that first episode, that dinner, it's like, what is happening?
And you want to hear some juice on that?
Please,
actually, I haven't told anybody this yet.
Tell me.
So in that scene, that moment, I was so quiet because I was in shock, but I also was afraid that I was having an asthma attack. So I carry my inhaler everywhere I go. And I forgot it that dinner. And I started seeing like, I call them like black, like they're like little black pouches like that like come in your eyes. And so I was starting, because when I hold my breath, I was like, and suddenly then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to have an asthma attack. I'm about to pass out on national television. Like you go through this like panic. So I thought I was having an asthma attack.
Oh,
in that
my
moment.
gosh.
And I was seeing like black like stars. So and Kimmy is on one side grabbing my leg, and underneath the other side of the table, Lottie is holding my hand. And I was like, ladies, I don't feel well. I was like, I don't feel. So that I thought I was having an asthma attack. Yeah.
So that's why you were so quiet.
I mean, a combination of shock,
of A, you don't like the drama,
shock,
B, the shock, and then also
seeing black stars. Yeah, that could do it.
What a way to throw yourself into reality TV.
Yeah, surprise.
Surprise. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry that you were feeling that way, because that must have been really scary.
Yeah, you know, and it's just like, I think the little panic attack led to that in that moment. So, but I'm not usually so quiet, but yeah.
Well, it was also a friend that you've had since childhood, and you said you guys aren't on speaking terms, so there's no way that you're gonna go back to that.
No, I think if you have self-respect and you have, you know, you real friendships, there's no way to go back to that. You know, it's looking forward now. So it's if anyone who has a little bit of decency and self-respect would not accept that. And so seeing now what I did, I'm very pleased with my decision to not have that in my life.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good
amen.
for
And
you.
for anybody out there who's like going through a toxic relationship situation, friendship, relationship, just get out.
Have boundaries.
Have boundaries and don't look back.
And protect your peace.
Protect your peace. Run.
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 Literally run.
I got you.
I love that.
If you need a friend, I'm here.
I love that. Because there was also some rumors about her too that I do want your take on. People are saying maybe she's a madam. Was there any truth to that?
I think, you know, I am not a big nightlife person.
Okay.
I'm kind of a day party girl. That's my scene. So I think the rumors came from a part of that life that I wasn't in. I'm at home tucking my kids in. I'm not out in that nightlife. So I'd never experienced that. And I think rumors in London society, they go and they go fast, and there's no stopping them. And so multiple cast members had heard these rumors in different ways from different people. So when I heard those, I was obviously taken aback, but I'm not in that world. So yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm looking at you, you're looking at me. We'll take
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all you're gonna say. You brought up the London Society of it all. And for me watching this season, I'm just so interested in all of that and like the hierarchy of it all. Can you explain the hierarchy of these women, and like, does that actually matter? Because, you know, Americans were like, what society?
Yes.
Like, what does that mean?
Yes.
But it does seem like in London, people do really care.
Yep, people do care. And I think my take on it going in was, I don't care.
Yes.
I actually don't care. If I like you because I like you. You could be my, you know, you could be somebody, you could be of any class, you could be of anything. If I like you, I like you. If you're funny, you're funny. If you're fun, you're fun. And that was always my thing. So I think when people try too hard, you see it. And it's very obvious to society. And I think that doesn't work well. So I think that was my whole thing. I was like, I just don't care. I just want to have fun and have good people around me. And that was always my thing. But a lot of people really, really care about this in London and in society. It's the different levels. It's an actual class system in England still. So the great thing, I was explaining this morning actually to somebody. They're like, what's the whole class system about? And in America, you could be born of any class. And then you could be upper class because you worked hard and you built your company but unless you are born into it in England or marry into it, you will never be upper class. Yeah, exactly.
Which is bananas. It's 2026.
It's just a culture thing. It's just so, yeah. So for me, it's interesting. So there's, so when people are like, oh, they're low class, they're middle class, they're upper class. To me, I'm like, either who cares? I like you or I don't. And that's always been my thing. And I think anybody who actually, Lady Martha and I, we actually just created, you'll see it soon, but a guide to society masterclass coming out.
Amazing.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
And that gives kind of all of our advice about coming into society, being in society, not what, all of it. So
how to navigate it all. Because
Yeah.
what do you think is the biggest tip? Like, give me a tip on how to navigate London society. If I show up across the pond, I'm like, I'm going to navigate this.
So it's about
What's the
humor.
tip?
It is humor and understanding British humor.
But the British humor is a lot different.
It can be it's very dry,
Yes.
sometimes dark.
Yes.
They are very funny. The Brits are hilarious, and they'll deliver a joke, but they don't smile. So you're like, are they joking? Are they not? I don't know. So it took me a few years living there to get it.
Right.
But they'll make like a little comment, and they might make a comment about your outfit, which you will see. And I think the next episode, there's a whole episode about this. And it's kind of like they'll say something. You're like, was that a comment or was it not? And the key is not to ever be offended by it, to take it and dish it straight back, and with a little smile, or with like a little like half smile. So you'll see it's like they'll make comments about your outfit, but you can't ever take it personally. And if anything, you just have to like give it right back, but with a smile. So it's like that's the only way I can kind of explain it.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense in my brain. So what was the hardest part for you coming from America to the UK, getting involved in the society and meeting all these women? What do you think the hardest difference or transition was for you?
I think, I really kind of stayed in my expat community for a while.
Yeah.
And it's like safety. It's what you know. So you stay with your American friends. But I think opening up and making an effort to really integrate into the culture and going to the local events, and it's sometimes you're like, what is that word? I've never heard that before, or I don't even know what that means, or what is that dress code? What does morning dress mean? And all these different things that you'll see on an invitation. But just getting out of your comfort zone and going. And there aren't a lot of Americans now living in England anymore. There was like a mass exodus. So we're few and far between. So we stick together. But I think you need to get out of your comfort zone. That would be my biggest, my little... Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you said morning dress. I'm like, what? What's a morning dress? I have no idea.
Exactly. The first time I ever heard, I was like, morning? Like, are we wearing all black?
Yeah.
Like, or is it like morning? Like, good morning.
Good morning,
what
like a sunshine dress.
Right. And like when somebody's like, how do you do?
Yeah.
The first time I was like, oh, I'm doing very well, thank you. And how are you doing? And da-da-da. And they're like, no. You just say, how do you do back? And I was like, oh.
What?
How? They don't really want to know how you're doing.
They don't want to know any.
No. It's
my
like,
gosh.
Don't worry. If you call me. I got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I need something. What was it called?
Okay. So
again?
this is called a ruff.
A ruff.
This is by Joshua Kane. And he is, of course, Lottie's husband from the show. And he is an amazing designer. And this is, it's so in the Victorian era, this was a very common and beautiful kind of piece that you would see on women. And so Joshua brought it back. I was like, yes, give me all of that.
Give it all. Yes.
And so a little ruff. So this is called a ruff. Very British. And Joshua Kane.
I'm learning so much right now.
Good.
And I love it. No, I love it. I do want to talk, though, about your family life, because we have seen, you are a very successful entrepreneur. You have this amazing brand.
Thank you.
And then you're talking about on the show that, at home, you're balancing it all while also your husband is really, working somewhere else a lot of the time. How did you navigate all of that and then also have the cameras film it all too?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because in Europe, it's not really as big a deal.
Right.
Because Europe is so big and all the... my husband speaks German. He's Swiss, but he speaks German. So he is servicing the German market, the Swiss market. So travel in Europe is not as big a deal as it is, I think, in the States. So, of course, it gets hard, sure. But, I think we do our best. And I think that we always make sure if one of us is traveling, the other one's home. And we've been together for almost 20 years. And I think you just make it work. You know each other. We're each other's biggest support system. And I think, he was so supportive. He's not a TV person. That's not his thing. And I think for him to say, go ahead, you do you. I was like, thank you. And he's just been so supportive and wonderful. But, and I think the kids, they were really, really funny. And you'll see, I think there's some dining scenes coming up. And I launched Mini Manners on the show, which you're about to see in an upcoming episode. And I think to me, that's my legacy. That is what I want to leave. That's what I'm so excited about, is leaving this next big kind of project of mine for the next generation. So I got to do that on the show, which is so exciting. So you really see, I've had businesses before, but my Etiquette is still my go-to everyday business. But you actually see me struggling and real entrepreneur life and balancing it all and showing how you start a business literally from scratch and the challenges and doing it in a foreign country. So
I love that, because that's also like inspiring for other people too, right? Like that's the importance of reality TV. You have the drama, you got the fashion, the rough of it all.
You got the rough.
We got the rough. But
I'm
maybe
like playing with puppets in a rough.
I'm obsessed. And then you're making Brit jokes. I'm obsessed with it. But then you have people that could be also trying to start a business where it's like, oh wow, look at this glamorous woman. She's also going through it. It's okay that I'm going through it.
Well, yes, and remember I think you have to, if you're super passionate about something, which I was about many manners, it was like, I believe this so clearly. I have to make this work, and you do everything you can. And I think that, that saying you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And it's so true. And in my book, one of my books, I said there's something called a plan B mentality, which this is so important for anybody out there who's thinking about it. Should I do it? Should I not? I call everything the plan B mentality, which is you have no plan B. So if you want to do something, you're super passionate about it, you have to do it. There is no plan B, because if you make up a plan B, like, well, if it doesn't work out, I'll do this, then you'll fall back on it naturally. So you can't. So if you really want to do something, you're super passionate about it, you have to make it work. So that's my plan B mentality, is that there is no plan B. It's like an entrepreneur's, but you have to do it.
Okay.
Do it.
No, my brain's turning right now. I'm like,
if you're thinking about it, this is your sign to do it right now.
I love that. I love that. I love also the etiquette of it all too. It's so funny because like I'm from the South. As you are, Florida, Georgia. Florida's kind of South, right?
We have a lot of Southern influence. So I grew up with real kind of manners.
Yes, totally. Who do you think, as the etiquette queen yourself, who do you think out of the group of ladies needs maybe a little etiquette class?
I don't want to get in trouble.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't want to get in trouble. I think... everyone on this show really does have pretty good manners. They go out to really nice occasions, really nice events. I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm not doing it. I can't.
Are you sure? This is what reality TV is also all about. It's about inspiring people, but also spilling the tea.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to say, I'm not going to say anything. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything nice at all.
Okay.
Wait, no, I just butchered that.
No,
if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Opposite. Okay.
And don't listen to me.
Okay. But clearly there is someone that you have in mind, and we're just not going to say anything.
Yeah. You will be able to tell in the next couple of episodes. I think you might be able to guess.
Okay.
How about that?
I love that then. Who are you closest with this season? Now that we know that you have moved on from your lifelong friend, or not really lifelong friend, but like, who are you closest with?
Surprisingly, so I knew Emma coming into the show. Emma and I had worked together and a couple business, mostly through business, and knew each other a couple years before the show. The person that I'm the most surprised about that I have created probably one of the closest friendships with is Kimmy.
Interesting.
I talk to Kimmy, I would say every other day. And yeah, we clicked. And I think they probably thought we were going to really clash.
Yeah.
Is what I think they thought. The powers that be.
The powers that be. Yes.
I think it was thought that we would really clash. And then we actually fell madly in love on the first day we met. And we're both from the Caribbean too. My dad's from Barbados. Her dad is from the Caribbean as well. And so we both were like Caribbean sisters. And then she's just so funny, and we could not be further. We couldn't be more different, but we're also both from Florida. Okay. And we just get each other. And she kind of pushes me and nudges me, and, but she's very supportive. She's actually, you see the funny side of Kimmy, but also she is a really good, loyal friend. So that would be one person that I talk to all the time, sometimes multiple times a day.
I'm surprised by that, but I'm glad that I'm surprised by that, because I think, especially since the last couple of episodes, we have all the drama surrounding Kimmy. And then you're saying you don't like the drama. You just want everyone to like stay, peaceful. So what are your thoughts on all of that? Because it's definitely escalated. And I know there's both sides to every story, but like
it's still escalating. Let me just spill that tea there. It's not there yet. I think for me, I think that I'm very sensitive to Missy's situation. I think that's the most heartbreaking story. So I was very sensitive to that. And I, excuse me, I kind of went into that thinking like, oh my gosh, I just wanted to hold her. And then Kimmy came at it a different angle. And I think you'll see how it kind of pans out. But I think that I love them both. And I just was trying to really be supportive of them both. But there was a time where I was like, Kimmy, go.
Right.
Come on, say sorry.
Right.
And you'll see what happens. But, you know, I think I love them both. So it was hard to see that because I was like, you actually can be really good friends. I actually think once you give each other a shot, you will actually really like each other. And I was trying, and I kind of, you'll see that in a few more episodes. There's somebody else I do that too.
Oh
so
my
I'm always
gosh.
like peacekeeping.
Which
and
is not.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
I was about to say, that is not an easy role to have within reality TV, trying to like get one person, this person. So,
well, you'll see there was a
Godspeed.
fail. I have a peacekeeping fail coming up. So,
and then how did you, without giving too much away, but how did you handle that? Because I would imagine you're the person that like, you want everyone to get along. You want everyone to be happy. You don't like confrontation. So I would imagine that was not fun for you.
In the end, without giving too much away, you know, I almost got in trouble for being the peacekeeper.
Oh.
So maybe I learned my lesson there too.
Okay.
Sometimes if people ask you for help, I'm a big believer of advice and not giving advice unless somebody asks for it. That's a big thing of mine. I will never tell you something unless you ask me for it. But in this situation, I was asked for advice. I gave advice, and then I kind of gave the other side advice. And then I was like, oh, now I'm in the middle. Whoa,
now
whoa, whoa,
you're
whoa.
like, get me out of here. Get me out of here.
And it heats up real fast. So the tea gets hot.
The tea is already hot with this season.
Spilled.
So the fact that it's getting hotter, I'm just obsessed with.
It's actually, it's about to boil.
Oh my gosh.
And you should never boil tea, by the way. It's actually
another fun fact.
You should never
another English fun fact.
Yeah.
We're not.
You could ruin the tea. You can actually ruin the tea, which yes.
But we're not ruining the drama here, though.
No, it's just
coming
getting hot. It's getting even hotter. You can burn your tongue real fast.
What is the biggest thing you learned about yourself after filming the show?
That I would say I'm a very loyal person, but sometimes it's okay to end relationships. You don't have to, I always felt like, but you know, my loyalty meant that I had to stick by you for life. But if somebody doesn't serve you and somebody does not give back to you, you know, a fraction of what you put into it, it's okay to say, we've grown apart. It's time to end this relationship. Yeah. And that's okay. And that's life. And it opens, you can never open to new friendships if you are locked into a bad one. So I think for me, loyalty just means being loyal to people that love you and are good to you in return. So
and loyal to yourself.
Yeah, be good to yourself. Don't put yourself through that. So I think it's okay. I think I learned a lot about friendship. Yeah.
So Dara did not call you up after watching that first 2 episodes? I mean, the fact that she left the show, I was like,
yeah. No, I have not heard from her at all. I was told she did not watch it, refused to watch it. People were sending her clips and this and that. Mutual friend saying like, what? And she refused to watch it. So that got back to me. But I was like, you know what? She never reached out to me. But even if she would have, I honestly wouldn't have taken the call.
Got it. You've moved on.
I've completely moved on. And I saw the light. I saw the light.
You saw the light.
I saw the light.
I do want to talk, though, quickly about Margo. Because it does seem like Kimmy's kind of involved in the drama again. But she was just saying on the most recent episode, it was like, we left on a cliffhanger of like, you know, is Margo acting? And is she just like putting on a front?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So for me, I met Margo really in summer. I didn't know Margo before this. Up until this point of the show, I only saw really positive things about Margo. I only saw my friendship with Margo on the show thus far. We actually, I think, find a bond over being American, living abroad. She's a new mom. And I only saw kind of a sensitive side of Margo. So when I was with Margo, I never saw anything but a loving side. So I always think it's important to, you know, you can observe, but I think it's important also to make your own judgments about people and not listen to other people. So that's what I try to do every day. And that's what I'm continuing to do. So you know, I've always had a strong friendship with Margo ever since meeting her. So I tried to see the good always.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Margo.
You really are the voice of reason. There's always one. Every show. Like Real Housewives of New Jersey, we have Dolores.
Yeah.
Like there's always one person. You are that person, which is great.
Yeah,
it's a great place to be in,
because if you listen to everybody else on the show, everybody else has every, you know, opinions about everybody else. But I think it's really important to form your own opinions about each person individually.
Totally.
And I've only ever had positive experiences and interactions with Margo and how she's treated me. So that's kind of how I lead everything.
All right, I'm going to put you in the hot seat, though. And I
Okay.
feel like you're not going to give me any answers because we're just, like, loving everyone. But just the first person who comes to mind.
Okay.
We're having fun with it.
Okay.
It is reality tea after
Yeah.
all. Or a reality.
Yes.
I said reality tea. Reality TV spilling the
Yes.
tea. Okay. So, who is the biggest pot stirrer in the group?
Missy.
Okay. Who loves the drama the most in the group?
Mark.
Mark is fun. Mark is fun.
Mark is super fun.
Okay.
I love
Who
Mark.
spills the tea the most in the group?
I'm going to say, spills the tea the most. Margo?
Okay. Who will have the most to answer at the reunion in the group?
Margo.
Got it. Most fashionable.
Martha.
And I'm going to try this one again, but who needs some etiquette in the group?
I plead the fifth.
We'll leave it at that.